Hey guys. Hey gals. I was watching that light worker the other day, and she had a good one. I liked it. It was something I actually could understand. And yeah, I understand creative visualization and all that. And I used to be, in my mind's eye, I could see very vivid picture. I could watch video in my mind that I thought was in my imagination. I don't know that it was though. Um, but as far as my future self goes, my future self, who would he be? How is he? Well, he's healthy, wealthy, happy, and free. That's who I am. That's who I'm supposed to be. Successful for all to see. Like sunny, highly blessed in the spirit, very powerful, riding on his high horse, which is a really, really good horse. Powerful in the material as well. Well blessed. Very well blessed in the material. Abundant blessings in spirit and in the material. Why? It's because I'm not your everyday person. I came in, I have a role, one of the major roles apparently. It's so I'm not subscribing to the everything that's written for how someone who's coming from black, okay, and nothing to rise up. I've already been up there. I've already been doing that job. So my future self, I know, is basically, in essence, an improved version of what I have been and what I was intended to be. I would guess and I would say that I would be wearing a very fine blue suit. It's true, I was always well suited and normally well suited for the occasion or the task at hand. Now, that suit, I don't know, but it just very well may be custom made in London. I'm not sure, but it was something I heard once. And it sounds like it just might be the case. In in any case, not only do I graduate in flying colors, but I stay in flying colors for the most part, don't I? I think that's who I am. I think that's my future self. If I were driving, my car would be blue, of course, and it would be a very powerful car, lots of horsepower, and I would enjoy it. And my future self is one that has enjoyed a lot of repairs, a lot of rebuilding to what was torn down or taken, stolen. I understand that an awful lot of that's going to be brought back, and that's fine and dandy. Either or, I do know that it can be replaced. For example, all I have to do is just fill it all in with white, and there you go. It just sort of like re-becomes what it was supposed to be, and what you see what I'm saying. So there's no worries about that. And from what I understand, we're going to have a lot of stuff replaced, like the rope, a certain amount of power and money, gold, etc. Um, and people think, well, what's all that about? Well, it's about your the position that we're in. Um, because of our position, we have to be afforded considerably more than your average because, well, I mean, what if you're a light, okay? The darkness, as well as others, seem to be attracted, and there's a lot of them who apparently, I can't say for sure, but I've been told they don't like this light. They don't like the light of heaven. They don't like the light of life. They don't like light. That's what I gather. Um, so yeah, that's the reason why. That's what I've tried to explain to people before. Whenever you meet someone and you can see spiritually that they have so much more than you, well, instead of being like one of the damned who immediately jump to some conclusion that they don't deserve it because that's the rationalization that they need in their covetousness to justify their anger and their subsequent desire and or designs to steal from that individual. hold on. Um, so my future self, basically, having risen up upon life, upon life, upon life, upon life, upon renewal of all this renewed stuff, um, as though we have the wings of an eagle, right? So I guess we're going to have some of the larger wings available. The future self is walking tall when they're walking, but they stay high. They're well fed, they have plenty of time. So it's, in other words, they're very much like I was, perhaps totally, completely big time, sunny, well healed, and well off, without connections to enemies, no spiritual or energetic connections to any of the enemies. Not in any way, that makes us susceptible to any of their bad stuff that they would like to share with us. Um, so basically, in essence, again, for all intents and purposes, we're made invulnerable to any of their energy attacks, and most certainly we're made invulnerable to invasions from the enemies, them of darkness or its servants, the demonic. Um, as we continue on, we'll more than likely have again a certain amount of swagger. It's pretty much assured, and it's the swagger is more of the walk, but it comes from a founded confidence, power that's been proven. Um, the steps are sure, as once they were. Um, and as we're continuing on, I can tell you now more of our skills and abilities. Um, we're remembering. We continue to remember and realize them as we continue on. And apparently, some are coming back on. So it's as though we're gaining skills and abilities. And I'm happy about that too. Thank the good Lord above. Uh, we're probably considered, not just a driver and a winner, but an aviator, a pilot, successful, prosperous, and in business and industries of some sort. I know that we'd be involved, and there'd be great success and prosperity in that as well. Now, again, see, the thing of it is an awful lot of people think that everything I'm referring to is about the material. Um, but no, you can have spiritual business and industry, and that's a good portion of what I'm going to be a part of, or have been, and will be again, I'm sure. But in the material, the world that we visualize here, we're going to be empowered with the coin of the realm, the money, or whatever else we need, so that we're able to freely maneuver within that environment. Um, so let's see, what else was there? Was there anything? Let me hold on. I think the big difference between me and my future self is that we've realized the mastery that we once knew regarding several different areas. And the funny thing is, whenever the satanic, they want to go on about value, which I think they basically um, measure that by your marketable skills and or talents, which, again, being who I am, we have value aplenty, I guess, since our, we have many talents and gifts and have had them. Lots of skills that we've had. They're only to be realized if we go in that direction again. But many of these things come on as automatic. It's, like some of the gifts that we have, we didn't know we had. We just have to remember them. And so we shall. So the big difference between the future self and me now and of the past is that we know ourselves better and we know our capabilities much more, and therefore is much great, I would say, much more empowered, greatly enabled at that point, um, or at those various points as we realize the truths about ourself and our role amongst all these in the little story that's going on. Um, our importance and value, it's innate. I serve a purpose here as well as in another places also. There's people can't exist in more than one location and in more than one dimension, and we do. So we have function, um, and it is something that is well. I'm just going to leave it there. It's of real value, and so I don't have any problems with what the satanic thinks or feels. They don't determine my value, and they don't. They're not my judge. Them of darkness have no authority here to judge anything of me or what I do. That's just not the way the game is played. So our future self is basically it's me, bigger and better, better than I was, and more improved, with a lot more understanding and better sight, better hearing, you could say, better off, and better in how we operate. Big time, soaring, uh, rising up high. That's what we're doing. We're going to continue to rise back into our home, the friendly skies, because they're friendly to me. Okay. All right. Well, I think that covered all of that. And again, to the guide of who seems to be rather plugged in, really plugged in to the an awful lot of what we think and feel. And thanks again for a nice little exercise, because I think it might have helped some way. Not really sure. All right. Well, guys, God love you and God keep you. I hope you're on the correct path and in the right alignment. We'll talk to you real soon.